This is a custom shop Martin D-18 acoustic guitar, and we have an acoustic impulse response pack based on this guitar available, links below. What you just heard in that intro was this guitar first mic'd with a Telefunken TF51 microphone. Then you heard the direct out of this guitar. This guitar is fitted with an LR Baggs Anthem system. So you heard the Anthem system direct, which is a great sounding acoustic guitar pickup. Then we put an impulse response on that direct out that is designed to make the direct out of this guitar sound more like this mic'd guitar. And what I hope you heard was, you heard a lot of that character of both the guitar and the microphone come through the IR. And even though we've got a really high-end guitar and a really great pickup system, the impulse response makes it sound even better. I want to show you what these IRs sound like though applied to different guitars, because this IR pack is meant to make your acoustic guitar, if it's fitted with a pickup, sound a little bit more like this one mic'd. So the first guitar we're going to listen to is an Orangewood guitar. Orangewood makes great affordable acoustic guitars. They have a higher end range, and then they've got a more budget friendly range. We're going to listen to one of each. So this first example comes from the higher end range from the Orangewood line. This is the Sierra Live. This particular Orangewood is fitted again with an LR Baggs Anthem pickup. So another example of a high end pickup system that benefits from an impulse response. We're going to listen to this guitar first direct with the Anthem system, and then with the C12 mic option IR applied. The next guitar I want to show you is a Taylor 414. I know a lot of you are using Taylors because they're awesome guitars. They also sound great with their expression system. I've always felt though the expression system could sound better, and it actually really does well with impulse responses. So this is my 414. It has the ES2 system in it, and I want to show you a little something special that you can do with these IRs. One of the mic options we give you is a pair of Telefunken M260 small diaphragm microphones. These are really good sounding mics, especially on acoustic. Now, if you're only able to run one impulse response, we give you the blend of the XY. You put them in an XY configuration. We give you sort of the pair blended together, but you also get the individual X and individual Y IR mic options, which lets you put them in a stereo setup. So we're using a Helix. We'll talk more about this in a bit. We're using a Helix, which has the stereo IR block. So you're going to hear the X mic option panned left and the Y mic option panned right, and you've got some stereo imaging happening on the impulse response. It emulates miking that XY configuration. So use headphones or a really good monitoring system to check this out. We're going to hear first the 414 with the expression system by itself, and then with the M260 XY pair applied. Finally, I want to show you an example of a more budget-friendly guitar with a more budget-friendly pickup system built into it. It's going to be the Orangewood Brooklyn Live model. These are awesome guitars for the money. I think this guitar, back in the day when we first reviewed it, it was around $300. It might have gone up just a little bit, but it's still a really great sounding, feeling acoustic for the money, especially. It does have a lower end piezo pickup system in it. I've never met a piezo pickup that I thought sounded good. And this one doesn't sound particularly good even for a piezo system. So we're going to hear first the piezo system by itself, and then we're going to hear it with a acoustic IR applied from this pack. So I hope what you heard throughout these examples is the IRs can elevate the direct output sound of a wide variety of acoustic guitars and pickup systems, both high-end systems and more budget-friendly systems. Let's talk a little bit about this guitar. I've played a handful of D-18s in my life. I've always loved the Martin D-18. So quickly, the D-18 is a Dreadnaught. That's what the D means in D-18. It's a Dreadnaught style guitar. It's a lower number. So, you know, if you're familiar with Martins, you've got the D-15, D-18, D-28, D-35, and it goes up from there, 42, 45. Higher numbers means more bling on the guitar. So I have a D-35 and it's got white binding on the guitar and up the neck. If you get like a D42 or 45, it's got a lot of, like, you know, stuff on it that makes it look cool. It doesn't necessarily make it sound different, but they sort of go up in adornment when the numbers go up. So the 18 is a little more stripped back. I actually really like that about this guitar. There's like a subtle, understated elegance with the D-18 that I've always loved. It's got the black binding on the front and the back. Unbound neck, which I like. But the D-18 features a solid spruce top and a mahogany back inside. The mahogany, though, gives this guitar a pretty distinct and unique voice. Like I said before, I've played a handful of D-18s throughout the years. This is a custom shop example. I found this used in a local shop where I actually take my stuff to get repaired when it needs fretwork or, you know, neck reset, stuff like that. They had this there in the shop and I picked it up. They had this in a D28 and I knew I wanted to grab one of them. I played the D18 and it was hands down the winner. So I don't know what the custom shop did. I'd love to get an interview with Martin and ask, like, well, okay, you got a custom shop D18. What's the difference? One thing I can tell you is, like, the top on this there's some bear claw in the top, which is cool. So it probably gets like a different selection of woods. You can see like the mahogany on the back has some like flame running through it. You have to catch it in the light just right, but it's really just beautiful pieces of wood that go into this guitar, but it has this very rich, open tone to it that I found is a little bit rare to find in like a newer acoustic guitar. Like this one already sounds like it's kind of old, which is nice. I hope that came through in that intro thing that I did, especially on the mic'd version. You really get the character of this guitar. So the D18, a classic Dreadnaught model from Martin. So now I want to tell you a little bit more how the pack is designed to work and how you can use it with your guitar. So the pack is designed to make the direct output of every acoustic guitar with a pickup system installed sound more like this guitar. You don't need to start, like your guitar doesn't need to resemble this guitar. It doesn't need to be, it can be a parlor style, it can be a jumbo style. It can be a Dreadnaught just like this one. It doesn't necessarily have to match. So what we've done though is given you lots of different pickup options that you can choose from. So there are 3 different options of these IRs for piezo systems, 3 different options for what I'll call soundboard type pickups, like the LR Bag's Anthem, for example, is a mic placed under the soundboard. K&K Pure Western pickup, or the Pure Mini pickup, is like a soundboard transducer style pickup under the soundboard. So there are 3 soundboard or SB options, and then there is the EXP option for the Taylor expression system. Then for all of those different pickup types for acoustic guitar, we've given you 9 different microphone types. These range from a couple Telefunken large diaphragm microphones, the pair of small diaphragm Telefunken microphones, and then we've used a Universal Audio Sphere modeling microphone to model some more classic designs, like a C12, an M49, a C37. That Sony C37 is one of my all-time favorites. I kind of want to track one of those down. They're very expensive. So for now, we're going to emulate it with the UA mic, which sounds great. So the way you can use this is, if you have a guitar with a piezo system, you might start auditioning the piezo pickup option IRs. So there's PZ1, PZ2, PZ3. What I would do though, based on your acoustic guitar, you can start with, what might fit for pickup options. But take one of the mic options. I'd suggest maybe the TF51 option. Take that mic option for all the pickup types and load it into an IR player or a piece of hardware that you have that can support a WAV IR file, and then audition all of them with your guitar. What you probably find is 1 or 2 sound a lot better than the rest of them. That is by design. So once you narrow down the pickup type that fits best with your guitar, you can then audition all the different microphone types. You can try blending the microphone types. They should all phase align fine, so you can blend them. You can run them in stereo configurations, as I showed you earlier with the XY. You could try the XY, but you don't have to do that. You could take, the small diaphragm condenser mic, the M260, and pair it with a large diaphragm condenser microphone type. That's a very common mic technique as well. You can try blending the direct signal with the IR. If that sounds best to you, then that's the way to go. But you've got a lot of options with the pack and with the ways you can set up IRs to make your acoustic sound better. Finally, what can you use to host these IRs? So these are WAV IR files. They come in 3 different options. You got 44.1K, 48K, and 96K. So that's going to depend on the hardware or software that you're using to host these. I always say, and it's labeled in the folders that you get when you download the pack, when in doubt, use the 48K. A lot of these units or software will auto-convert the IR files to whatever it needs. But you can use them in any hardware that supports these types of files. This is all the Line 6 HX stuff, whether you've got a Stomp, Helix, Podgo, anything like that. You can use it in all the modern fractal stuff as well. You can use it in Kemper, you can use it in Quad Cortex, Tone Master Pro. You can get these little pedals that load IRs, like the Moore Radar, the TC, what's the TC one called? Impulse, I think. Lots of different things. Any of the 2-notes pedals that are out there will load impulse responses. Literally anything that will load an impulse response, you can use these with. Finally, you can use it with lots of software options as well. Typically, a lot of reverb plugins will load IRs, like if you're using Logic Pro, for example, or I think GarageBand probably has it too. You can use the Space Designer plugin and load an IR there. There's a lot of different software that's free that you can use to load impulse responses, like in a DAW. If you're recording, so you can record your guitar direct and then apply the IR to the direct recording in recording software. So you have a lot of options with these as far as how to utilize them both live and in like a tracking studio type of environment. Really the goal with these, I've never been happy with the way a direct acoustic guitar sounds, and they never sound as good as the mic'd guitar. So the impulse responses are meant to sort of bridge the gap between the direct output of an acoustic guitar and a mic'd guitar sound, particularly this mic'd guitar, which is a very good one. Links below where you can purchase this pack. There is a free pack available based on that Taylor. If you want to give these a shot and see how they work for you, try before you buy. That's available as well, completely free. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.